just when you thought it was safe to go back on YouTube. Da-da, da-da, da-dun, dun, 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 dun. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today we're taking a look at, from the Transformers Beast Wars reissue line, Walmart exclusive. This is Cybershark. Now, I got Cybershark from the Chosen Prime. Much like Wolfang, they got him in a little bit early. Even though Cybershark, I have been seeing shelf photos. It is there. It is being found at Walmart with the other figures. Now, I never had the original Cybershark, but I did have a repaint of its retool that was released as a Target exclusive in the Universe line, and I thought it was kind of cool. Here it is as a hammerhead shark. Very nice. I guess. I mean, it's close to being what a hammerhead would look like. I, of course, have never been that close to a hammerhead and never want to be. Cybershark is basically a shell former. There is some gappiness here in the bottom since these outer shells really don't peg into anything. And since this is a launching mechanism, it really doesn't sit as flush as it could be, but it still looks nice. Now, there are a couple gimmicks in shark mode. First, we come back here. We press down on this button, and we get a little spring out blade. They can defend itself from the rear. Just do it again. There you go. And the bigger gimmick is as I mentioned, the head here can launch off as a missile. Now, from what I remember of the version I have, which is that repaint of a retool, it's a very strong missile and really, really cool. So let's go ahead, give it a shot, and see what happens. Let's try that again. Oh dear. Well, that happens to a lot of Maximals of a certain age. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It happens. We all get up there. The energon levels go low. And well, I make funny. Actually, in all seriousness, Cybershark's missiles, the springs have been somewhat neutered, and unfortunately that happens. But we can go ahead and reattach it just like so. We might as well just get into the transformation, since there's really not much more to the shark mode except for the ball joints here on the fins, which are kind of cool. That is nice. This is like, what, a 25-year-old figure, so there's a lot going on. Start the transformation, go ahead and rip off the tail, just like so. Next, what you want to do is come in underneath, lift the feet up slightly. There are little pegs here on the back of the heels of the robot mode feet that sit. They don't really peg, but they sit into the fist holes of the robot. So go ahead, flip the feet up at the same time, open up these panels, and you basically have a small version of Cybershark. You can come around the back here if you so desire and just move those fins out of the way. What you want to do now is unpeg this hinge section from that post there, and then proceed to bring this whole section down and around, and just like that. And now that peg will peg into the base of the shell right there. And finally, bring the arms out, rotate them at that upper swivel so the fists face forward, and there is Cybershark in its robot mode. Now, you can give him the tail as the weapon, as I fiddle with the feet. I mean, it can stand. It is, the joints are a little bit tighter than what it was on Wolfang. So we just engage the blade. You can have it hold the weapon as a sword like this. There is a retool I think it was a Japanese exclusive that was a swordfish, and that's what you did. Or at least you held the head like that. But on the packaging and now in the character art, it kind of shows the weapon being held like this, overhand. There's no real way to do that. The figure art, the figure photography shows the weapon being held underslung like a tunfa. So you can do that as well. Let me just adjust the camera ever so slightly. The other thing is the missile launcher still works in robot mode. So, of course, you bring it up and bring it up and okay, why is this not working now? Yeah, it's not really strong. But what is cool, if you notice at the edge of that, the head, there is a little bit of a rounded peg. You can actually hold the missile in its hand as a weapon. But wait, there's more. Stored in the back here, underneath the legs, you just press up, are little shark-headed torpedoes. And you pull those out. Number one, they can be used as a handheld weapon. There's the molded shark head. But they can also be launched as a weapon. Let's see. And I think these fire a little bit better. Yep, that went a little bit better. So you can actually, and of course it can be left in like so. So it frees up the arm movement just a little without having that giant hammerhead there. Head is on a very expressive ball joint. Very menacing head. A menacing head for a good guy. That's kind of interesting. Shoulders are on ball joints. You have that swivel there at the bicep. Bend at the elbow. Get over 90 degrees. Ball joint at the hips. Knee bend. And you, due to the transformation, you have some forward and back foot movement. Yeah, I really dig Cybershark. So, how about we pause, and I will come back with my final thoughts. I really dig Cybershark. I think it's a fun Beast Wars figure. I like all the little weapon gimmicks. And of course, you can plug the tail back into the rear and have a full weapon storage, although that does affect the leg articulation a little. But if you play with it, I'm sure you can work something out. Really was jazzed by the very aggressive looking, mean maximal face. That as a juxtaposition to the more calm and friendly looking faces of the main cast members. I like seeing that there are some no muss, no fuss, gruff Cybertronian Maximal warriors out there. Now, this figure can be found at Walmart. It is an exclusive. If you do go to online retailers, like I did, the Chosen Prime, you are going to have to pay a little bit of premium. If you have the original version of Cybershark, outside of the neutered springs, there's no reason to double dip. I mean, it's there's nothing new or exciting to this. Plus, you get the stronger springs. And to those of you who are thinking about picking it up the first time, keep in mind that this is a shell former, which I think is kind of ironic for a aquatic based animal. So you might have some issues with the overly simple transformation. But hey, it's a 25-year-old toy, and that's how they did a lot of things back then. I dig it. I think you might too. So this is your old pal Chuck. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I will always appreciate the views, but the likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you really want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. Card here in the corner, hyperlink in the description below. As always, all I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, if you can't do the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is always a cherry on top of an already generous sundae. So, with that being said, for Cybershark, it's your old pal Chuck again, and we will see you next time.